nice of you to join me, and welcome to my channel. Right, we are on to part 4 now of the Passion Stroke Lady Vagabond tutorial series of videos, and we're going to be doing pages 2 and 3 today because these are quite quick pages and they're not going to take an awful lot of time, so I thought we'd do 2 pages together. So if you want to see the whole series of videos there from the beginning, click on this link up here. That will take you to the playlist. Also, if you want to see this Lady Vagabond album as the walkthrough, then click in this corner or somewhere on the screen. There will be a link to that video as well. If you are new to my channel, welcome. So pleased that you have joined me. If you would like to subscribe, then please hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell, because that way you will be notified into your inbox every time I upload a video. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram and all the social medias, so come and follow me on any of those, and I will put all the links in the description down below. So, coming on to these pages. Now this page is going to be, we're going to work on the back of the page that we've already done, so that's quick and simple to do. Now I used a Cool Cats curved a curved slot die in here, but I believe they are now out. They've been discontinued, I believe. I'm not sure. I looked for them on the website the other day and I couldn't find them. So we won't use this one. We'll use another one of theirs, which is just a straight curved one. But again, if you haven't got any of the dies, you can do it without, and I will show you a way of how to do that as well, so you don't need to use dies. I think I've done it a bit further up. I may have done it up here somewhere where you don't need the dies, but I'll show you how to do those. So that's that page. This page is just a pocket page with a belly band. This one is also a Cool Cat Crafts die. I think this is their new one. I think these are the walrus dies. But again, you don't have to use dies. You can just use a strip of paper, a strip of cardstock with some decorative paper on the top, and then just add a decorative element. So you don't need to use dies if you haven't got them. So we can make the book with or without them. So that it's inclusive for everybody then. So this is just, again, just some tags that are going in there. We won't make the tags until right at the end, because that way we can use up all our offcuts, and again we become paper savvy with doing it that way. So let's get into our cutting guides. Okay, working on the back of the page 1 that we've done, this is what we're going to be sticking our paper to. So the measurements that we're going to need, which are very few, so we're going to need pattern paper, and we need to cut it at 7 5/8 by 7 7/8. That's for the pattern paper. Then we're going to need some tags that are will measure this measurements. So tag 1, 6 1/4 by 7 1/4, and 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. They're the 2 tag sizes that we're going to use in on this page. The only other thing I need to say is, for these Cool Cats dies, we will need the bigger die cutting machine. Only for the fact that the paper is quite, we're cutting quite large pieces of paper, so it won't go through the smaller ones. Well, my one, I've got the small Jane Davenport one, so it wouldn't go through there, so I'm going to just use my Gemini to cut them out. But what we'll do is we'll tape them. I'll tape them over here, and then I'll go and cut them out and then bring them back. But before we do that, I'll show you quickly how we would cut them if you didn't have a die cutting machine. So I'm just going to use this plain white piece of paper to act as my patterned paper. So you just need to pretend that this is the patterned paper. So I'm going to cut this at the size that we need, like so. And then I'm going to just mark this back. We're working on the back. Now, depending on how big you want your photo slots to be, or your tag slots or page slots, however you want to call them, it's really up to you. So these ones measure 6.5, so they're 6.5. So if you wanted to do that, I would suggest doing a 1/2 inch, possibly around down the side. So I'm going to do 1/2 inch. So we're going to mark 1/2 inch down at 2 of the sides. So I've got, let's just work out. So I've marked down the 7 7/8 measurement, marking downwards, okay, because it goes into our book. Like so. So this would be our pattern, our page, would be on our page. So we're marking down that way. Now if you want to have your slot going down, you could do. That is entirely up to you. Again, it would be quite nice to do it a little different. So have I got that at half? No, I do that all the time. I mismeasure. Oh, what do they say? Measure twice, cut once. So ignore that, that's wrong. Okay, and then you need then to work out how far you want your slots to come down. So I might come down 2 inches. That'd be the first one. And then I might come down 3 inches from that one. So that's 2 and that's 3. Okay. And then let's mark. So mark it coming on the side. There. And there. Draw a line, but draw a line up to the lines at the side, okay? And again, from this line here, measure down 3, and 3, and then draw your line. Oh, that's not 3, is it? No. How? Where'd that one come from? 3. Yeah, I did it again. Okay, so you will have something that looks like that. Okay, so we've measured here is 1/2 inch, and here 1/2 inch. We've measured down 2 inches, and then from this line here we've measured down 3 inches. Okay, and then that will give us our photo slots. So you need to take yourself a craft knife, somewhere in my little bag of tricks here. I've got a nice sharp one that I put ready. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut this from our 1/2 inch line to a 1/2 inch line along that pencil line that we've drawn. Okay. So that's one. And two. Okay. And then we've cut our lines. So then what we would do is you would take some of your card. Now I'm just going to use some black card so that you could see. Well, or you would use some black card as well. Somewhere in up here. I've got some offcuts. So what did we measure this at? That measures at, so 6.5. So if you cut a 1/2 inch strip at 6.5, well 2. So that's 1. And that's 2. Okay, at 6.5. 1. 2. So that is your 2 6.5 strips. Now we're going to attach them onto our sheet like so. But before we do that, you can either, I actually quite like it like that, but you can, where I quite like them plain like so, but you can put some use your crocodile and make some little holes at the side of your slots, so that it makes your papers go in a bit smoother. I mean, it's entirely up to you. I'll do it so I can show you, and then you can have a choice. That's 1. And they just go virtually on the end, so that it creates a little, I suppose it's like a little gusset type thing, where you've just got that extra little bit of leeway or give. So you could, do 1 or 2 ways. So what you would do is use your double-sided tape or your glue and just glue on, take that out. So you would glue down the bottom here. So if I show you with some double-sided, you can see what I mean. So just a bit of glue of double-sided, just like a 1/4 strip. Again, you could put some glue on this, that would give you some wiggle room, which is what I should have done. And then just again position it so that you get it kind of level. That was quite easy, wasn't it? Whew, look at that. So then you've got like a hidden slot. So I push that in there. You can see that's like a little slot. And then you can do the same with the bottom. Take that off. I'm going to work on this corner, get that to how I want, and this one probably won't go as easy. There we go. So then that is your photo slots done. So then they will go in your book. So that will then go on your back of your page, and then you'll have your tags that went in. So that's the alternative if you haven't got the dies. I'm going to now show you the dies, and then you'll have the two different things then for you to do. Okay, I've picked this. Right, so let's do then our slots using the dies. So I'm using the 8x8 paper just because it's a nice size and it will fit. You won't have to cut a lot off, and it's obviously got smaller images on that. So for this page I'm going to use the 8x8, but by all means you go ahead and use your 12x12s. Again, just pick which paper speaks to you. So we need to cut this down. So this is we're going to cut it down by our measurements, which are here. So let's open that out. So this is 7 5/8. Yeah, so that's 1. Again, keep these small little bits of paper because they will come in handy. And then that one is 7 7/8. Okay, over there. Right, work out which side you want to use. I'm going to use this side here. So you need a pencil and you need to do it very lightly. Now, yes, you'll need to do your pencil marks very lightly because we'll need to cut on that right side. So I'm just going to turn it around this way so that I can work. No, not. I'm going to turn it around this way and work this way. So we need a 1/2 inch down each side. Okay, so I'm actually going to come down my 2-inch mark and just make a line there. I'm hoping you can see this. Let me bring you down. I can't even see it myself. There it is. So there's my line there. Okay, so that's my 2-inch. And then coming off the 2-inch, I'm going to do my 3. Okay, and then I'm going to come along and do the same on this side. So mark it at 2. And then come down at 3. Right, so then we're going to come along and where our marks are, just come in a 1/2 inch from that mark there, and then so that's there, and then 1/2 inch from that line there, and then join them up. So join that up there, so that one and that one. There we go, it's there. So that one and that one. That doesn't make 1/2 inch to there. And then that. There we go, I've got it now. There. Make sure that's the 1/2 inch. To there. Okay, and to there. So that's your 1/2 inches, and you still can't see. So there and there. So let me bring you out. Sorry, oh that was so quick, beg your pardon, really sorry. So that then is that. So what we're going to do is put our die is going to go in between our 1/2 inch lines, and it's going to sandwich our pencil line in between. Okay, so then stick it down, and then let's go and die cut that. No, we won't. Take that off. We will draw the next line. So again, come down from our pencil line here, come down 3 inches across, and 3 inches across, and then come in from that line. No, I've lost it now. There we are. 1/2 inch there. So there, and then this one. I think I've already done this one. 1/2 inch there. So that's my 1/2 inch there. And then draw your line. Like so. And then we can die cut them on the right side, and then it will be on the right side. So I'm just finding the pencil mark and making sure that it's literally in between those 2 lines. Right, I'll be right back. I'm just going to die cut this. And then move it down and do the next one. Okay, moment of truth. Okay, move that out of the way. So that looks pretty good. And I've got them now on the right side. Look at the end of the video to see my blooper of what I did. So look at I'll put those at the end. So make sure you get your page up the right way, because this is where you're going to this is where the hinge is going to go. So it's going to turn that way. So you want this page to be there. Like so. Okay, now you could, if you wanted to, if you didn't want to do them straight, you could do them at angles. Actually, that would look really, really nice if you did these at angles and had them so you've got one tag coming this way and one tag coming that way. That would look really cool, actually. So if I did it like that, say for instance, but cut it like that, you'd have that would look really good. Oh, I wish I'd have done that. It's always the way, isn't it? You think of these things after the fact. So I'm not going to forget to ink. And I'm going to also put in the little black strips that go across there to reinforce it. The reinforcing strips, oh, I'll get my words out. So I'm going to cut them. So I'm going to cut them at, let's have a look, 6 1/4 by about 1/2 inch. So I'm going to cut 1/2 inch off of this one. And then do it at 6 1/4, which will be roughly there. I'm going to need to do another one. Why I thought that would be enough, I don't know. There we are. And then they'll go just in there like so. And it just reinforces that and makes it so that your opening isn't too weak. So using double-sided tape wherever you have gone hiding. I need to get a new one. So double-sided tape along the bottom like so, and I'm going to put a bit of glue on this so that I've got some wiggle room. I wonder if you guessed, I love saying that. I love that saying, that expression, wiggle room. I don't know why, it just makes me smile. So I'm going to put it so that I'm going to do the bottom one first. You just want probably about half an inch, maybe like an eighth of an inch or a quarter of an inch showing. That needs more glue. So about that. There, that's it. It's good enough for me. There we go. So that's one. And then to do the next one exactly the same. So I've got a little bit of a runny nose. It keeps running. I don't know where it's running to, but it's running. Must be, I think it's hay fever. There, that told it. So you just put the glue so it's facing upwards. And there we go. Push it down. That one was easier, wasn't it? Apart from that, needs to move over just a tiny bit. There we go. There, that was a lot easier. So remember, when you're sticking this on, you just need glue along and around the top. So around this bit, and then down the sides and along the bottom. Don't go all over because you won't be able to get your tags in. So let me show you. So around the sides and around the top and all over the top bit, and keep it nice and stuck down. Hopefully, if it does its job. Okay. Double check you've got this in the right way, so it goes that way. And then go ahead and attach it like that. Okay, stick it down. And then we're ready then to put our tags on. So that one's just a bit big. As I say, I'm not going to, I'll just cut the tags, but I won't be decorating them. So the tags were 6 1/4 by 7 1/4. So that's one. I just double check to make sure that fits. Yes, that's a nice fit. Round your corners. If I can find what I've done with the rounding punch. Okay, let's go with the snub. These are crocodile ones. I'm not sure if they are still available, but I'll have a look, and if I can find them anywhere, I'll put a link down below. They just come with different corner rounding decorations. This one is snub and deco. I'll show you that quickly. So that's the deco, and then I've got a cloud. This one come from Craftella, I think. No, this one is scalloped. That's quite a nice one. And then this one is cloud. And that's quite a nice one as well. It's like a small scallop. So they're just handy to have. So that's my first tag. It's going to go in there. And then the second one was 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. So 6 1/4. You could even make a little book to go in here if you wanted to. That would be quite nice. You've got enough clearance in here to put a little booklet in if you wanted. But then that is the next one. I'll move that over a bit so that it looks like they're in the line. Or you can have them at an angle. That would probably be nicer. Like so. Quite good. So I'm going to round these corners as well. I'm just going to use the same one, the snub I think I used. Oh, there we go. Put that in there, and then that is page 2 done. Apart from putting some embellishments on, so you could put sorry, crinkle, some elements which would look quite nice. We could put that on. Put it like that. We could get a little tuck spot in there. So I just like to ink the edges of the chipboard, just so that you haven't got any of those raw edges. I don't know why. I think it just looks more vintagey, I suppose. Do apologise if you've heard some planes and things in the background. Don't know what they were, but they've sort of gone now. I've had to have my window open because it is quite warm today. Not that I'm complaining, because I love the warm weather. So I'm going to need a bigger bit of glue. So I got 2. We're just going to put some glue on here. And here it comes. There we got it. And then we can use that as a little tuck spot. I didn't put any on there because I wasn't sure where that would, let's come over a bit, sit. So I'm hoping that's not sitting on there. Come over a bit. There we go. Just so that, get that in there. And then you can get like little tuck spots. If I just push, and that can fit in there if you wanted to. You can have a little tuck spot, which is quite nice. So that is page 2. So page 3, we need to get then our other, one of our other pages that we cut out. So let's get the book so we can see what we are doing. So we're on page 3. So page 3 is quite a simple page. So we've got a pattern piece, and then a pocket, and then a belly band here. So again, the belly band, you can use dies if you've got dies. Tonic do some good dies that you can use as belly bands. You can just use a strip of card and then a decorative piece over the top. That's good. And this one here though is from Cool Cat Crafts. This is I can't remember which one it is. This is their newest one. The bat wings, I'll get it out and have a look in a second. So that's the one we're going to do. So again, the pocket can be any size that you want. Okay, here's the measurements for our page for page 3. So if you want to freeze frame this, then do that, and then you can copy these out yourself. So I'll run through them for a moment. So to cover the base of the card in pattern paper, our measurements will be 7 7/8 by 5.5, because you don't want to cover the whole page. Then the pocket, we're going to cut out of cardstock, and that's going to be 3 3/4 by 7 7/8, and then we're going to use construction tape to tape up the sides. Then if you want to use a belly band die cut one, go ahead and do so, or you can make one up yourself. And I've done some measurements here, which will be 8 7/8 by 1.5 in cardstock, and then pattern paper to cover it will be 7 3/4 by 1 3/8. So that's basically the measurements. I haven't put the tag on. Obviously you can put the tag measurements in as well, so just measure them yourselves. So let's make a start. So I'm going to go with, we'll go with this one. Okay. And so we're just going to cut off a bit at the top and then down here. So that would be 5.5 like so, and then cut this one to 7 7/8. Oops. Like so, and that's going to go on there, and then that is I didn't cut it enough. That's because I've got it the wrong way. Whew. Goes that way. So that can fit on there. Let's put some glue on. If this comes out, I must spend more time trying to unglue my glues than I do actually gluing. Right. In you go. There we are. Okay, stick this on. This is lovely paper. I love these roses. Okay, so got a bit of wiggle room going there. Okay, push that open a bit more. Okay, so that's that part done. So now we need to bring in some of the cardstock. So it needs to be 3 3/4 by 7 7/8. So 7 7/8 by 3 3/4, like so, and then that will fit on there like that. But then what we need to do is this bottom piece here. So the bottom piece, so put your cardstock on your trimmer with the short edge against the measuring guide, and then we're just going to score up 1/2 inch. If you haven't got one of these and you've got like the traditional scoring board, do exactly the same, where you've got your shortest edge to the left hand side. Then we're just going to fold that over, because this is going to become our glue tab, like so. And then that's going to fit on there. So get your double-sided tape and put it on the mounting fold side of your piece of cards, like so. I'll put a little tiny bit of glue on there. Okay, burnish that down, pull it off, and then again, working from one corner, you're going to attach it. So I'm just going to turn that round. So working from that one corner, and you can then manoeuvre it into place. There we are. And just get my bone folder just to crease that crease a bit more. There we are. Okay, then you can use your construction tape, which I did have. There we are. And just tape the edges closed. Now it doesn't matter, because you're not going to see this, so don't worry too much about it. But remember, don't I've got that right. So just push it over to the back, like so. I just need to cut that little bit off. Yeah. And then do the same with the other side. We've got too much there. How's everybody liking my new mat? I'm loving it actually, because it's I can spread out, and yes, it just seems I seem to have loads more space, which is brilliant actually. I'm so pleased I bought it. Push that up. I just wish that it was non-stick as well. If it had been non-stick, I would have been a happy little teddy. Anyway, so that then is the pocket that's in the side there, like so. And just making sure that that's okay. So that's the pocket. So now to cover the pocket, the measurements were, I didn't write the measurements down, did I? So this would be 3 1/8 by 7 3/4. So let me grab that. Would that fit? Oh, that's a shame. If that had fitted, that would have been nice. But never mind. Okay, so this is an extra piece, so put that to the one side, and then you can just get out either another piece out of your book here, or maybe out of the 12 by 12. Let's have a look. The roses look nice. The roses would be nice actually, because they would then match in with that rose there. So let's measure this just to make sure I've got that right, because I don't want to cut it and then be wrong. So yes, so that is 7 1/4. Sorry, 7 3/4 by 3 1/8. So 3 1/8. 7 3/4. Okay, that goes there. Lovely jubbly. Now you could even have another pocket on here. You could put in your little slots, hidden slots in the front of the pocket. Would make a nice feature as well. So just in there. Yes, let's just stick that down. Like so. That's looking very nice. Very, very, very nice. Now we can do the belly band. I'm just going to do a normal one. I'm not going to worry with doing a die cut. 8 7/8 by 1.5. And then you're going to score at half on each of the short ends. Okay. 2. Okay, so for our belly band. Now you've got these little glue tabs here. What I'd like you to do is just snip off the end, the corners, so you make like a envelope type shape. So just chop those ends off, because what that's going to do, that's going to help when we come to put things in, it won't get caught. So double-sided tape, and I would suggest a little bit of glue as well. And the double-sided tape I would put as near to the fold line as you can. Okay, 2. Open it up. Open it up. Okay, down a bit of glue on the edges there, on that edge, and then I would stick one down first and then the other. So I'm going to, because this is the same width as your page, stick it virtually on the edge, and then once that side is stuck, using your fingers and your hand, just smooth up to the top and then push that down as well, because what that's going to do is that's going to take any air bubble out of your belly band. And I'm just going to file that down. Okay, so then that's the belly band there. So now we just need to cover it, and the cover measurements were 7 3/4 by 1 3/8. So I'm just going to use the back of this paper here, and I've just noticed that's not straight. So hopefully I can get that off. Yes, there we go. Oh, just stay, 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 stay. Do not rip. Tiny bit. It's got stuck there. Stay there. Okay, these things are sent to triers. Okay, so I'm just going to move that over so that it is a bit straighter. That's better. A skew width. There we are. So we've got 1.5. So 1 3/8. Oh. By 7 3/4. So that should fit in there, if I've got my measurements right. Yes, I have. So you can have it that way, or you can turn it round and have it the other way. So it goes that way. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, I don't know. What does he think? Well, that looks quite nice. That actually just blends in, and that is blending in as well. No, I think we'll stick with this side. Quite like that side. So ink. Okay, let's stick it down. There we go. Pull it over. There we are. Put a nice border all the way around. Yeah, that looks really nice. Okay. Then you can either get one of your, sorry, crinkle crinkle shapes to put on the front. You could even use one of the doors. That actually looks quite nice, just like that. The door. Let's have the door. Let's live bravely. Okay, the door can go on the front, like so. There we go. And then we just need to do a quick tag. I'm not going to put the paper on the tag, just do the tag. So I'm going to cut this down to 7 3/4. That should then fit in there nicely. So you could make this one a bit bigger if you wanted. Oh, that one could go in your belly band, like so. It could fit in there. Like that. You could even put a little booklet in there, or a booklet in this one. I think we'll do a booklet. Let's do a booklet. So what have we got? How wide is that? This is, so say 11. Say 11.5. So half of 11.5. So that's 5 3/4. Ah, there we go. I wasn't doing the right thing. 5 3/4. There we go. Fold that over. Let's just check that. No, it needs to come down. So with this, make it at 7 3/4. So make the whole book 7 3/4 in width. That might be too much, so come down a bit more. So 7 3/4. So come down to 7 5/8. Take that out for a minute. That's better. That fits in there just perfect. Okay, like so. Or if you want to, you can put it in your belly band. I'm just checking, hoping it's not going to be too loose. I think that should be okay. Once you've got bits and pieces in, it should start to stick down. There. So yeah, that's fine. There we go. So that's okay. So if you want the measurements for the little booklet here, let me write them down. So for the little booklet, okay, the measurements are, so cardstock, you want to cut it at 11.5 by 7 5/8. Okay, you then need to score on the 11.5 side at 5 3/4. Okay, that would then give you your booklet. So then to pattern piece it, you will need 5 5/8 by 7 1/2. Okay, and you'll need 4 of those. Okay, 4 for each of the booklet. So, and then this tag here is just one I've picked up, so you could make it smaller, you could make it bigger, you could even put an extra one in there if you wanted, a few more, so it's really up to you however you want to do that. But this is, I'm going to put a little circle on mine as well, so that is 7 5/8. So I'm just going to put next tag because I don't know. Next. Oh, extra tag, not next tag. What am I talking about? Is 7 5/8 by 5 1/8. Okay, and that's the tag. So pattern paper for that is 7.5 by 5. Okay, and it's times 2 times 2. No, that's not times 2. Just the pattern paper's times 2. So that would be your measurements then for the tags, yeah, the tags and the little booklet. Okay, don't forget to round your edges. You could use the decorative one, that like I did on the other side. Again, that's up to you. Let's just do them corners. One, and then I'm going to do these corners of the booklet and the ones in the middle there, like so, and then that goes into our pocket like so. And that's another one. So what we can do now is we can go ahead and attach the first page if you like. Now the first page I'm going to do upside down because I normally work from back to front, but I think on this occasion we will do it this way round. So I'm just going to double check that that's right. Yes, it is. So once you've got your book, your album, we need to turn it upside down like so and then flip it over, because I'm going to obviously work on this. So that's going to, so you have got your front page like so. You need to flip that to the back and just check to make sure that that's right. Yes, it is. So we can go ahead and put our double-sided tape now on both sides of the hinge, and I've just run out of tape. Look at that. Have I got some more in here? Oh, I do love when you get a new one out. It just always feels so nice. There's no bits stuck to it. It's just yummy, yummy, yummy. So, I want to stroke it. Okay, burnish them down. I'm also going to add a little bit of glue so that I've got some wiggle time on this, because you need to have some wiggle time, because you don't want it to stick straight down, because you might stick it in the wrong place and you need to wiggle it. So I'm going to take my glue and I'm just going to put the glue all the way over that double-sided tape. Okay, like so. And then that is going to help with my wiggle time. So as you know, you've got a little gap in your page. That gap goes into or onto the hinge. Now what you need to do is you've got to try and level it with the top and the bottom, okay, to make sure that it's straight, otherwise you're going to have wonky pages. Now we got one wonky pages, but I think that's about right. So then once you've got it right, just burnish that down, turn it over and do the same with the front. There we go, and this is where I think, oh, I've got it wrong. So that's my front. Turn it over and there's my first page in. And I must say, I'm loving this. Loving it, loving it, loving it. It just looks so nice. And I am so pleased I didn't put that extra pocket on. I think that just makes it sit so much nicer. Thank you for sticking with me and watching this video and supporting me. I hope that you've liked the content. Please give me a thumbs up if you have, and comment down below if there's anything that you'd like to see or explained a bit more. Then please do comment. I do try and answer everybody's comments. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Love to have you in my family. Will be brilliant. And remember to hit that notification bell so that you will be notified every time I upload new content. Come and join me on all the social media platforms. I post on there quite regularly. I post different content on there as well. So yeah, come and say hi on those. I also have a group called Memories Paper Art, and all the links will be in the description down below, so don't forget to check them out. There also is some shopping links in there as well, to where I got my products from. And also just to let you know that I'm not sponsored or by any of those companies. It's just products that I've bought myself that I love and I've used, and I wanted to share them with you. So yeah, please check them out as well. So come and join me on part 4, which will be coming very, very soon. And until then, have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye. If I can find what I've done with mine, I will round them, but obviously not right at the minute because I can't find it. I'm just going to grab a little drink and see. No, I don't know what I've done with it. It's here somewhere. I know it is. but it is evading me. I think I put it somewhere safe. Ah, I did. It's on my chair. Design to go in for my little photo slots. Now you can, I'm using the 8x8 for this page, but you can use your 12x12. Again, it's entirely up to you. So I'm going to cut my page. So this will be 7 5 8. I'm going to keep this little strip here, don't throw that away, by a 7, and this is just a minuscule amount of, and again that's a nice small piece, don't throw anything away. Okay, I'm going to work on the back. So this is going to be my front, so working on the back, again that's a nice, this happens all the time. I think, right, I'm going to use that particular side, and then I think, oh, I like that one. Now I'm going to go with this one, so I've got to change my mind again. So I'm going to work on this, this is going to be my back. So taking the die, now this is the 6.5 one. Okay, I'm not, what I'm going to do is I am going to position it. So I'm going to go with 1/2 inch on either side, just to give me a guide. So that's half, so that's 7, and 1/2 inch this side. It'll just give me a guide. Yeah. And then I'm going to go with my 2 inches down from the top, so exactly the same as we've done with the other one. So 2 inches, and then from that line I'm going to go 3 inches. I'm hoping you can see this. I should have used a pen. Let me grab a pen. You can see that a little bit better. So, and then 1/2 inch on the edge. That's 1. Yes, you can see that now. Turn it round. 1/2 inch there. And I'm just going to come down my 2 inches, and then my 1, 2, 3, 5 inches, and then draw my lines. Across. That's 1. I think that's straight. And then my 3 inches. Across. Okay, it's just to give me a line. So I'm going to then place my die with the, if I can find where that line is, I'm going to place it so that I've got a gap. Let's see if I can bring you down. Please excuse the state of my nails. I desperately need to go to the nail salon. Okay, so that's my line. Okay, and then I'm going to place my die so that I can see that pen line through the gap. Okay, in my die. And then taking some removable tape, which I had out, ready to go. That's what we'll do. This is the Scotch removable tape. Again, I will put a link in the description down below. I'll just note that. Then I remember. It's normally on a special offer on Amazon. Okay, so position that in there and then tape it down. Okay. And what I tend to do is I just take off some of the stick on my clothes. And then I'll just put that, oh, that's moved. Okay, right, let's bring you out so that I don't forget. Okay, right, I'll go and cut this and well, I'll be right back.